Hello everybody, and in this part of the course we are going to learn and work with arrays. Let's get right into it. So I think the best way to explain arrays is with a problem. I want you to imagine that you are a teacher of some class and you need to keep track of all of your students' grades. With the tools we've learned so far, we will probably do so by instantiating a variable of type int for each student of the classroom. But as you can guess, it's highly inefficient. If we have, for example, 30 students, we will need 30 lines of code that each one will be a variable of type int. So C# has a clever solution for this. An array is a variable that can store more than one piece of data. I want you to think of it as a storage room. Now a storage room, a big one, has multiple slots. You cannot only store one thing in it, you can store multiple items in it. So the same works with C#. To declare that we want a variable to be an array, after specifying the type of the variable, we add the square brackets, which indicate that this variable is going to be an array and not a normal variable. Then we give a name to the array, followed by writing new, the type of the array, and inside the square brackets, the space that is going to be in the array. If we go back to the classroom example, we would write here 30, because we would have 30 students. And that's it. Now as you can see, we will have, in this case, where I set the space in the array as 5, we will have 5 integers. And now we access each of them by writing nums, because this is the name of the array, followed by square brackets and the index. And index means the position that we want to currently access. For example, if we want the first number, we would write nums 0. And some of you may have a question that why not write nums 1, because 1 means the first index. Well, C# indexing is a little bit different. The first element at an array starts from 0, not 1. So that's why also the last one in our case is 4 and not 5. So if we were to, example, write nums 0, we would get 7. Nums 1, we would get 2, and so on and so on. So now we will add to VS Code and experiment with arrays. Alright, so now in VS Code, let's try to initialize an array with a size of 3. So we will do so by writing int followed by square brackets. We will give it a name such as an array and set it equal to a new int array with space of 3, for example. So now all of the array slots are filled with 0. So how we can set them? By accessing those, just like that. So we can say array 0 equal, for example, 5. Array 1, which is the second element in the array, we can set it as 9. And let's also set something for the last one. We can set it as 3, for example. So now we could log them into the console. Give me a second here. And if we were to run the program by using .NET Run, we will get 5, 9, and 3. Just before we finish the video, a quick rule on arrays. We cannot access an element that is not valid. For example, if we were to try to say, I want to set in the array in the index 6, set it as 5, and we were to try to run the program, we will get an error because this is an out of the bounds of the array. We set the array size to be 3, so the only valid indexes are 0, 1, and 2. So the index 6 is just not valid. In the next episode, we will cover loops, which will let us handle big arrays. So for example, if we would have an array of size 100 and we would want to set each of its elements to some number, it will take us 100 lines. So that's again highly inefficient. So in the next video we will cover loops, which solves exactly this problem. If you enjoyed the video, like, sub and share the video. And I will see you on the next one.